Pesky phone, always ringing at the wrong time. Alright. Is this thing on? Hello, hello? Anyone receiving me? Oh, someone is. Anyway. Good evening. Welcome to your next Crazy Tesla live stream, folks. Hope you are hearing me. So, I'd also hope I'm not doing like 2 frames a second as well, because that would be rather boring. So what we're going to be talking about this evening is going to be this stuff. Small drive unit. Yeah, that's the plan for this evening. So we've got a good bit to discuss, got a lot of information for you guys, and as well as that, you know, figured I bored you with a crazy 48-minute video today, so may as well bore you with a 1-hour live stream. So, am I coming through okay? I guess it'd be the first question. How am I doing here, guys? How's the video looking? How's the sound looking? Okay, so loud and clear, so that's good to hear. Alright, so if there's anything not loud and clear, do let me know. So yeah, this is also our first live stream after my trip to Romania, which was very good. There was a lot of work. It was definitely not a holiday, but still very much enjoyed it, and looking forward to going back at some stage when there's a bit less pressure involved. Yeah, we discovered a hell of a lot. We've worked on the problems with the small drive unit, so wanted to try to flesh out some of that in the live stream this evening for you guys. So that is what we're going to do. You have to forgive me as well, I'm still very hoarse. My voice hasn't fully returned. I had lost it for some time following the trip. Just a lot of talking and a lot of just a lot of work, a lot of talking and stuff, so I ended up getting a bit of laryngitis. So what I want to talk about was, did the video today showing what we've done to the small drive unit board here. So basically the next stage of the operation now is that we are going to get this board, or get one of these boards into a drive unit and get that into a vehicle, so that I'll be able to do some testing here locally, and the guys in Romania will be doing testing as well. I sent them the modifications today that we need to do to the board. The good news is that basically the V2 board can still work away. There's just a few component value changes, so there's no, you know, cutting tracks or doing anything with the actual board itself. It's just all down to component value changes, and obviously changing the software that we that I should say that Johannes developed. So that's pretty much what we want to do. So yeah, so the other thing is that while I was over in Romania, I picked up, I brought home one of the failed inverters, and I have this here. So what I'm planning to do with this is I'm planning a few things. One is that we're going to tear this down. I'll probably do that live, may as well, you know, appear to be a complete idiot, may as well do it on live TV, right? So we're going to take this apart. which will be, you know, quite a learning experience in itself, and see what will be involved with hopefully carrying out a repair to it. I mentioned in the video, and it's worth noting again, but you know, these have not failed catastrophically. You know, there's no big lumps blown out of the driver boards or out of the power devices or things like that. It's all been just mostly single device failures. So the other thing I'm planning to do, sorry for the voice been quite low, I do have the tight lip microphone on, so I'm hoping that's making up for it a little bit. The other thing that I'm planning to do is, we have here just a normal Tesla logic board for this for the small drive unit, and I've been doing a little bit more reverse engineering on this, and it's been quite productive insofar as looking at how the current sensor interface circuit and the overcurrent system that Tesla use is basically a carbon copy of what we do on the Opensource board. I guess, you know, that does make a lot of sense insofar as that, you know, it's the kind of it's the most quickest way to do it, but it's just interesting to note that they do the very same thing. So one of the plans now is going to be, I want to wake up this card more than we have done with it to date. And what I mean by that is that pretty much what I'm able to do with it now is that I can power the card up, and I can kind of probe around the analog circuitry and inject signals and things like that, and we can kind of learn, you know, we can learn how the analog circuitry works and how the passives work and things like that. But one of the things that was apparent from the whole issues around the small drive unit was that I was in something of an information vacuum, insofar as that there were certain things about what Tesla do, you know, how they control the drive unit, that were not available by simple passive reverse engineering tricks. So, for example, one of the things was, well, what's the maximum current that they would run through the drive unit? And now we have worked that out based on the span of the current sensors as plus and minus 1200 amps. But it would be interesting to see just how far they actually push that. And another quite important factor, and I'd like to do this both for the small and the large drive unit, is to see what switching frequency that they use, and indeed do they change the switching frequency depending on certain conditions like load and things like that. So, excuse me, in order to make that happen, we need to fool this board into believing that it's in a car. So basically we need to do what a lot of the other kind of, let's say, less inclined to share individuals out there have done, and we need to feed this thing some CAN data. So that is on our agenda to do, so that we can find out a bit more about how as I say, Tesla's own control system works. Now, that being said, we will of course share anything that we learn from this, because that's kind of what this channel has been about, and is about definitely after the recent whole Team A, Team B thing. It's definitely brought that home to me, that the more that we share and the more that we kind of collaborate on, then the less duplication of effort that there's going to be, to say the very least. So that's another part of the puzzle. So what we are going to be looking at, as I say, for this inverter, we're going to tear it down, see what makes it tick. So I'll probably do that in the next live stream. I'll try to give you guys some notice on that if you want to tune in for it. So in the meantime, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about how the whole problem manifested itself here, particularly around the current sensors. I'll talk about what we've done to fix that. Now, I'm not going to duplicate too much what I've said in the video today. So if you want a really long, boring 48-minute video detailing what I've done here, then by all means tune in for that. But basically, and it can be very strange in a lot of ways, that here we have Tesla's board that has it's got two Texas Instruments DSPs on here, so some pretty heavy duty microcontrollers with digital signal processing capability. And it's got a Actel FPGA on there. So there's a lot of computing power on this, to say nothing about some of the other components on there, and there's even some components on the back, mostly just passives and so on around those three devices. But we come along and we replace all that with a little $3 STM32 and some very simple components on there. Probably the most complicated part, apart from the STM32, is probably the CAN transceiver. And all of this, I think, is is made possible by some very intelligent software that we have that runs on that STM32 device. So basically, where we're at right now is that, from my perspective, we have a fix for this, but this fix now needs to be put into a vehicle and actually test it. So that is something I'm going to do, probably in collaboration with the guys in Romania and some others that I'm working with as well. Now, it's also likely that there will be another version of this board come out, just because I've learned quite a few things. There'll be no need for people to give up this one, it'll still work. But there'll probably be, like a lot of these things, just a better version coming along. We'll just have some modifications on there. But the whole trip and this whole debacle has kind of, made me even more wanting to ensure that, the kind of thing that the community has access to, the knowledge to use, these drive units and components. I mean, yeah, like as I've said, by all means buy the board from me, but you don't necessarily have to. And that's where I think that's where the distinction comes with this stuff. And yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes it's easy to get, it's easy to lose faith when certain things happen, like, you know, what happened with the Team A guys. You know, you kind of say, geez, you know, wow, is this what I've been doing this stuff for, you know? But then you meet people like the guys I met in Romania, and you see people with so much heart and, you know, so much energy and a willingness to get things done, that it kind of flips that back on its head, and you figure, you know, okay, well, you know, I'll keep doing what I'm doing if it benefits people like this in some small way. All right, that's enough philosophizing. But I guess it can, you know, it can kind of get to one after a while that, you know, you kind of see that you've got this amount of logic and probably a 6-layer PCB, you know, down to pretty simple thing, and yet, you know, it can drive those motors. I'm pretty sure now that with these mods that we've worked out, that we'll be able to push enough current in there. Now, one of the other things is that I've discovered, and I mentioned it in the video, is that we now know what the current sensor is. Let me just see here, because I've probably forgotten it again. It's a Melexis MLX 91209, and that is the little Hall effect sensor that basically solders in here. Now, there's a programming system that Melexis sell for that, costs about, I don't know, like 500 or 600 euros. So at some point I'd really like to get one of those and see if I could reprogram the Hall effect sensor and get it to give us a little bit more power, which would be fun. Now, the sensors themselves are about €3 each, so I've gone ahead and ordered a few of them, just to see if their default setting is any different to what Tesla program. As I say, the way it works with Tesla is that the full span of the sensor is plus and minus 1250 amps, but they set their hardware limit at 0.1 volts and 4.9 volts, and that equates to plus and minus 1200 amps. So 1200 amps peak, now we're not talking RMS, this is peak current, is the full swing of the inverter, at least as far as the Tesla control system is concerned. So I'm guessing, you know, we're going to want to push that a bit, and the simplest way to do that would be to either reprogram the current sensors, or to see if there's another type of a current sensor that we can put in there. Yeah, I mean, someone just said there a Rally Edition PCB. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something we can look at doing. You know, some kind of a motorsports version would be quite fun to have. Now, the thing you have to remember is that although you don't necessarily need to know the current that's going through the inverter, it's a good idea to know it, because yeah, you don't want to put too much in there. Now, the problem is the current sensors max out, obviously, at plus, let's say, you know, let's stick it in the at plus 1250 amps, so we could be putting in more than that, no problem, for a period of time, and that might be fine. So there may be a need to have a version of the PCB where we can disable the hardware current limit and just let it go up to whatever it needs to be. Now, that'll need, you know, people that fully understand the risk of that and the risk of an inverter failure. Interestingly, as I mentioned in the video, the inverter failures, I think we have pretty much solved. So it was not actually to do, I mean, one of the Romanian guys was, pretty sure about this, that it wasn't to do with the whole current spike thing, and he was absolutely correct. It was more to do with how the overcurrent shutdowns happened. And again, I'm not going to rehash this. It's probably a boring enough live stream anyway. But it's all in the video that I posted up today. So I guess what I'll do is, I've rambled on enough. I'm going to just open up the floor, I guess, to you guys. If you have any questions, or you want me to explain anything in more detail, etc., then fire away and shoot me a question, and I will do my best to respond in some meaningful fashion. It doesn't have to be about this stuff. I mean, part of these live streams is at least a way that I can, answer a few questions for you guys. But it's taken me better part of this week now, since I came home on Monday, and once I'm kind of trying to get myself back to life, then was just working on this stuff. So this has been, something I've needed to work on to fix it. I'm pleased to say that, I think we've got it. So yeah. What's this? What do we got here? What have you got for me, guys? When is the Toyota Gen 3 inverter coming? Well, it's on a shelf behind me here. First thing I need to do is to get the Toyota motors spinning. So that I was trying just before the Tesla stuff broke. I need to do some more work on that. I was talking to Johannes about it a couple of days ago. He's got to make a mod to the way the resolver circuit, the resolver software behaves. So I'll get the motor spinning first, then we'll be able to, play with the inverters. How much power and max speed will I be able to get out of the Prius transaxle? I'm not honestly sure, but it's one of the things that I want to find out. I've seen quite a few projects start using Prius parts, but they never seem to finish, and naturally are never open source, because God forbid you want to share some of that knowledge, guys. Jesus, you're probably well on your way to becoming the next Elon Musk if you can just hold on to that little bit of data. Yeah, basically we've got probably one of the biggest things to fall out of the whole small drive unit debacle has been some of the software mods. So we now have a cycle-by-cycle current limiter implemented in the software. So I think that's going to help a lot of people, and it's not just the Tesla drive units that'll benefit from that. This will be rolled out across the whole Hubner platform, so anyone that's running the Hubner system will get the benefit of that. And additionally, we've got the improved AB encoder software on there now as a direct result of this, so that should help people out. Whatever happened to the Lexus transmission? I sold it because it's just not something I had the space for anymore here. So I'm pretty limited in space. I gotta just pick the projects I can actually do, versus the ones that I'd like to do would probably take up a football field. How feasible is it to do the opposite and use a different inverter and my own motor in a Tesla? That could be fun. So use a different inverter and your own motor. So we're talking about like doing something like putting a Siemens motor into a Tesla. Never really thought about doing that. I guess it is. Anything is possible. He plans to hack the leaf charger and DC-DC converter. I don't have either of those. I do have a leaf. I do have a Gen 1 leaf motor and inverter now. So plan to obviously give those the Hubner treatment. You know, as a lot of this stuff has already been done, but naturally, of course, is not open source because I suppose someone else is too busy selling their wonderfully designed circuits to Elon or, I don't know, Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or someone like that. So you want to put a Reinhardt inverter and an axial flux motor in a Tesla. Wow. That could be, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Crazier than me. Any news from Team A? No, never heard from Team A again. They have disappeared into the ether. But do hope you guys are watching, because obviously, you know, feel free to use what I have discussed here and in recent videos, and I hope it all works out for you. So yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, I was disappointed with those guys. It was understandable up to a point, sure, you know, but anyway, live and learn, isn't it? You know, move on. What do we got now? Would it be feasible to flash the inverters or drop in another logic board to tune a Tesla? So motor, battery, etc. are stock book and full controller firmware change tuned. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, if you wished, you could use this. You could put my logic boards in a Model S and tune the hell out of it. I mean, this is the thing that, you know, I suspect that this is the reason that the Team A guys went for this, because you know, there's only so much you can do with these things, right? You know, because these are like production car ECUs, okay? You know, they're designed to run the vehicle in a certain way so that it meets all of its warranty obligations and that kind of thing. Now, these ones though are like standalone ECUs. You can do whatever you like, up to and including blowing up your inverter. So yeah, you can do all that. I mean, excuse me, sorry about this, my throat's drying up. But yeah, I mean, you could put these boards in a Model S and it would be interesting. It would be a great project. Alright, what else you got for me, guys? Would be doable, but you would fry the components sooner or later. Possibly. Maybe. Do you have any plans to make a board have a Prius inverter to a Leaf? Oh, what the blah. Let's slow myself down a bit. I'm to make a board to help add a Prius inverter to a Leaf to up the charging from 3.6 to 22 kilowatts. Not immediately. I mean, probably if I live to 100, I might get through some of these projects, guys. I mean, there's kind of only so much I can do, and I think some people forget that sometimes. You know, I'm one guy here in a shed with a very small amount of resource. And I mean, much as I'd love to do all these projects and churn out, you know, multiple things a week. But there's still the realities of life that, you know, the bills have to be paid or all these lights go off. So, you know, that's unfortunate. But I'll get there. Get some of them there anyway. Any plans to use Toyota components for €1,000 DC motor? Well, I never bought new IGBTs anyway because they're too expensive. But yeah, I mean, part of my plan is to use a Prius inverter as a kind of a power module for a DC project because you could do it could be a charger, a DC-DC converter, and a motor controller all in one, and cost you about €100. So yeah, that's on the cards. And I was actually working on that before the whole Tesla project craziness started off. But I'm glad it did in a way, guys, you know, because it's woke me up as well, and you know, we found a major design flaw in here and put it right, and I'm actually sitting here in a position to say that to you and say, look, you know, this is what happened, this is what we did, and here's the fix for it. So glad that that's worked out, because it might not have. So I'm glad it did. So anyway, yeah, next live stream now I'm going to tear down that inverter and we're going to see what's inside, because I don't think anyone's done that, at least not publicly, of course. Anyway, God forbid. Oh, definitely getting on my martyrdom complex, that is, you know. I think if you think about it, the knowledge that's out there about used EV parts, if you took about 10% of it and let it out there, I think we'd be a lot further down the road, pun intended. Oh, not more Nova stuff. I can't deal with it. Okay. I hope I am looking good. At least I got a tan. I couldn't believe it. The weather in Romania is amazing. It's just blue skies and 20 degrees every friggin' day. I mean, you come home here, it's just clouds, wet, rain and dampness. It's no wonder I got a throat problem. Maybe I should move there. Okay, who thinks I should move to Romania? Because my skin certainly does, and my throat as well. And you know, probably get more Tesla parts there too. All right. So sorry, this one's a bit crappy tonight, guys. I'm just kind of worn out, and the throat's not helping. Anyway, yes, there was a question I wanted to ask you, the internet. In view of what I'm going to be doing with the small drive unit boards, Tesla stuff, I was wondering, does anyone have a dual motor Model S that they would have a CAN capture from? Because that would be really helpful for me. The only ones that I've got at the minute, the only CAN captures at the minute are from single motor cars. So if someone has a dual motor Model S and wouldn't mind sending me a CAN capture for it, that would be very much appreciated. Hell, I'll even, you know, well, probably better not tell the world who you are, because you probably don't want me to do that. But hey, anyway, I'll buy you a beer. If someone could help me with that, that'd be much appreciated. So there you have it. Question to the internet. Wow, okay, you guys have been busy. Oh wow, it went full wet and gloomy in Romania today. Oh, yesterday. Wow, that's bad. Digital Dash. Possibly. Okay. Well, okay, thank you. Someone's gonna give me a can capture for a 75D. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. So anyway, that's great. That'll be that sorted there. So because, yeah, I mean, what I ultimately want to do is I want to find out what CAN messages that it takes to run front drive unit, so that we can finally find out what settings Tesla use. So that'd be helpful. Yes, right. So, yeah, I'm starting to run out of steam here, guys. Anything else for me? Can they fix the broken drive units? The Romanian guys, I think, are working with someone that is looking to do that for them. They gave me one of the inverters, so I'm going to have a go at that as well myself, just to see if some of my rather crude methods might yield some results. So yeah, I'll be stripping this thing down. So I'll probably do it on a live stream just so you guys can see me really screw up, and we'll see what falls out of that then, because it'd be great to be able to fix them, because the guys have got 4 failed ones if you include this one, so it'd be really neat to be able to fix them. To rebuild the inverters. I mean, the transistors are available. They're expensive, but they are available. So we could replace the blown IGBTs. Okay, no, it's not off topic really. Why don't I have an update on the Red Arrow's charger? Yeah, and it's just someone asking the same thing. Yes, I am working on the Red Arrow. Obviously, the whole Tesla thing has consumed all of my runtime for the past few weeks here, so I am somewhat behind on things. But my idea for the Red Arrow's charger has been to use some of the Prius boost converter stuff. That's what I was trying to settle in on when, as I say, the whole Tesla thing broke. But I'll be getting back to that soon. And then we'll be looking at following up on that. The Red Arrow 2 needs a little bit of welding on the sills, so I was working on that. I need to finish. I got one side nearly finished, got to finish the far side. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do on that car. That project is not abandoned, please don't think it is. It's just that to a certain degree, the seasons influence what I do as well. So during the winter, obviously I'm going to be trying to do indoor or in shed work versus been crawling around under a car at, freezing temperatures and rain, because it rains here nearly all the flipping time. So yeah, that's it. I know this one's a bit boring tonight, guys, but I just thought it'd be good to fill in a few blanks on the Tesla stuff. There was something else I wanted to mention that I hadn't mentioned in the video. It's gone out of my head now, of course, typical. But yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of it. So, anyone else want me to sing a song? I don't really think I should be singing with my throat at the minute. But I can break into song if that helps pass the time. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the... Actually, there's an idea. Looking at the big center display up there I have on the shelf. That's another project. That's kind of a winter project I want to work on too. center display. What else you got for me, guys? Love my channel. Oh wow, I've inspired someone good. That's good to know. Do I have a Lexus CT200H inverter? I think there's one there behind me. Not that one. Yeah, there is a CT200H inverter there. Well, I try. Upgrading the IGBTs. See, this is kind of something I spoke about with the guys over in Romania as well. They were quite keen on doing some kind of an IGBT upgrade. Now, what's actually happened with IGBTs in recent times is that it's no longer, particularly in the small discrete packages, what's called silicon limited. They're package limited, and what that means is that the amount of current that the device can handle is not limited by the semiconductor, but it's limited by the size of the package. So things like the lead out wires and the amount of space in there to dissipate heat. So you look at the data sheets now, they give you some crazy figures, like you'll get little TO247 transistors that can allegedly handle nearly 500 amps, but there'll be a little symbol beside that when you dig down through it will tell you that's the silicon limit, and the package limit is usually about half of that. So I'm not sure that one could get more out of it, possibly. Then you'd have the question about the rest of the inverter, because it would kind of become like when you put a very powerful engine in a car, well then the clutch starts slipping, so you put a bigger clutch in, so then the gearbox blows up, all that kind of one. Oh, how much would it cost to convert a car? Anything, whatever you've got. Yeah, center display. That's the big, what I mean by that is the big 19-inch screen from the center of a Model S. I've had one of those donated to me. It's sitting up there on a shelf at the minute. I have heard about the Recla, only a little bit about it. But like a lot of these things, again, they don't really give you the information, do they? Because, oh, it looks great on a 30-second video clip, but, how'd you do it, guys? Oh, that's right, you can't tell me because I might kill myself. Right, okay, that's fine. It's good to know there's so many people out there concerned about me, that they wouldn't want me to have any of that critical knowledge in case I blow myself, my cat, or my car up. You guys are the best. I love you guys. Thank you. Cynicism mode. SIC MOSFETs rather than IGBTs. Yes, but then you have to change the driver. And then where do you stop? Because now you're designing another inverter. That's the problem, So I kind of think, my own sense of it, and very happy to be proven wrong, is that you pretty much get what you're going to get out of that inverter, and I think it'll be fine. I think we can get the guts of 200 kilowatts out of it. That should be enough to keep anyone wheel spinning for a while. What else you got for me, guys? Oh, don't be too worried about exact IGBTs. Just I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt there's any difference in them. Yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, you want to talk about the center display. Well, there's a whole cadre of people that will tell you how difficult it is to hack these things. Just the same kind of people that tell you how difficult it is to run drive units or chargers or any of this kind of thing. I think that some of these people need it to be difficult, because if it's not difficult, then idiots like me could do it. Oops. So, oh yeah, I mean, idiots like me with a $3 STM processor can make a drive unit run. Ooh, bad. Am I running any BMSs on my builds? Let me see. The land yacht with the CA180 cells has been running 4.5 years with no BMS in it, and I'm still not dead. The Panzer with the Volt battery, I will be using the Volt BMS in there. I've got a little head unit design done for that, so that'll be getting used. Panzer paint job is coming on top spec though, by the way, guys. No other BMSs at the minute. I still think they do more harm than good, and I think people trust them when they really shouldn't, and a little bit of vice versa. I think there's certain cell chemistries I would want them on, like say Tesla cells, but I would be using Tesla's one if it was me, but that's just me. Well, one of the reasons that I want to hack the Tesla center screen is that it's more than just a basic computer. There's things in there that I'd like to know. I think that could be helpful to people that are repairing Teslas. And hell, it's a challenge, right? I mean, part of the fun with all this stuff for me is that it's a challenge, and the more people say, oh, you better not do that, Damien, you'll die, the more I say, hell yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So, yeah, that's the obstinate side of me, I suppose. What else you got for me, guys? Frame for the drive unit. What am I looking at here? Did you talk about the frame for the drive unit? Look rusty. I don't know. Maybe. Don't remember any drive unit. Oh, in the Panzer, you mean? Sorry. Yeah. It's deliberately rusty because it's not painted yet, because we'll have to take that all out to get it powder coated. So that's what's going to happen there. But needed to get all the bodywork sorted out first. So it's like everything else. It's all time and money limited. So I do what I can when I can with what I can. With what I can. I'm probably driving you guys crazy right now. Anyone wanted me to just shut up and go away? Because I'll fall asleep. I need a holiday. Anyone want to give me money for a holiday, or in fact, pay me to go somewhere? How about that? How about send me back to Romania for a week's holiday? I could definitely do that. That would be worth it. Yikes. Slow night. Still though, hard to believe it's only a few weeks since this whole thing happened. I'm just glad it's worked out now. Might easily not have. But I've been lucky with the people that I've met, that's for sure. Think of all the ventures I've done and all the crazy projects I've tried over the years. It's kind of you guys that have made this the best of times for me. So thank you for that. It's easy to forget sometimes when you got your head in a circuit diagram. Have I loaded the new software in the Panzer? No, because the Panzer is in the body shop. And I won't be getting her back for about another 3, maybe even 4 weeks. So I won't be able to do anything like that. But I'm hoping to get this drive unit into a car fairly soon. Then we can have a play with that. Maybe even fix the inverter and put all that in a car. That'd be kind of handy. Oh, thanks guys. Appreciate that. I mean, look, you know I joke about it, but you don't have to donate to me. But it's a help. Thank you. As the saying goes, every little helps. So, all right. Next live stream, we're going to tear down that inverter. So that's going to be a little bit more enjoyable than just watching me blabbing about and philosophizing when I shouldn't be. So basically, we will be running the same software on the large drive unit because it has advantages, as I say, in the shape of the cycle-by-cycle current limiter and the improved handling of the dual channel encoder. But other than that, there's no changes to make to the large drive unit board. That just works away. That's been proven by everyone from me to people building drift cars, track cars, all kinds of things. That's benefited from some of the most extreme testing. So I've no doubt that that's a pretty solid design at this stage, so I'm not going to be changing it. Yeah, it would be nice to have a break, Mark, that's for sure. But you know what? This is better than other stuff I've done. The New England Patriots are winning. Yay. Go Patriots. Or in my case, my t-shirt for tonight's live stream, especially wore for you guys and then forgot to show you, is of course the Big T. This is a fake one, so don't worry, I didn't buy this. Genuine. This is an eBay knockoff. So yeah, the Big T. So, you know, Big T on me and Big T on the board. Except the T stands for something different on me, and it's only got three letters and the last word's a T as well, so I'll let you guys fill in the rest of it. So, last letter. Jesus. I certainly am a T, haven't I? So anyway, guys, we are going to we're going to get on with it. So, hope you've enjoyed that incredibly boring video. Can I put the data sheet of the BMS in my description? What BMS? Yeah, it would be nice to have a break. Where could I go that's got a lot of electric cars and a lot of sunshine? California? You think I'd survive California? Possibly. Where else has got a lot of sunshine? Oh yeah, 4 letters of work too, that's true. Oh, crying out loud. Really, guys? Yeah, that's 4 letters with 2 T's as well. 3 letters with 2 T's. So yeah, that's me. Anything else before I wrap it up? My wallet wouldn't survive California. No, I suppose it wouldn't. Hell, it can barely survive Ireland. So yeah. Ooh, Australia. That could be fun. Yeah. I like Australia. And places I've always wanted to go, actually. Who knows? Well, you guys have a lot of sunshine. Yeah, that's true. If I did go to California, I don't think they could vector a Falcon 9 on me or risk it, hitting Tesla HQ. Hell, maybe I should just go over to California, buy myself a car, drive into Tesla's HQ and just sleep in the car until someone notices me and throws me out. That could be fun. Obviously live stream that too. Have I got Tesla batteries? No. Wow. Kangaroos on treadmills powering EVs. Oh wow, yeah, the Prius Celica project. This is the one that you guys cannot tell my wife about, okay? Promise me now. I don't know, it's going to be next year, I'd say, at this rate. I just don't have enough days in the week, guys. I wish I could do them all, I wish I had some huge hangar type building that I could just run around all day doing that stuff. That'd be fun. I'd probably have more rescue cars than I'd know what to do with too. Yeah. What do I think of the Tesla swapped Audi? Yeah, I saw that. Quite an interesting project. I'd have loved to see a bit more detail on it. And they definitely dispelled one of the myths that you can't, separate the motor from the gearbox, because there's a lot of self-important people like me had been saying that you couldn't possibly do that. So that was one of the most interesting aspects of it. So would like to, maybe see how they did that. Maybe we will, maybe not. I don't know. But it's good to see, the more cars out there using this stuff, the better. Alright, I have probably bored everyone to tears tonight. I gotta apologise for that. So I will wrap it up. Unless you guys got anything else that you wanted to ask me. Like, what was that great line from Aliens? How do I transfer out of this chicken shit outfit? That was a great line. So anyway, I guess we will see you guys in the next, hopefully more entertaining live stream. And until then, don't do anything crazy on me, guys. If any suggestions on making an electric car, yeah, do it. More the merrier. Right, guys, I'll see you next time. I'm gonna get something for my throat, so I got more of this junk to do tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for everything. We'll see you soon. Yeah, how do I transfer out of this chicken shit outfit?